Did you know that the Bible, often seen as a source of hope and inspiration, also contains some of the most harrowing events in human history? Yes, you heard it right. The sacred pages of this ancient text do not shy away from the darker aspects of life. Today we're going to explore the top 10 most dreadful events recorded in the Bible. These are not just tales of woe and despair, but pivotal moments that have shaped the overall narrative of the Bible. They are tales of human nature, divine intervention, and the complex interplay of good and evil. Understanding these events can give us a more rounded perspective of the biblical world and its teachings. So, are you ready to journey into the shadows, to delve into the darker side of the Bible? Buckle up because here we go. Coming in at number 10, we have the Great Flood. This cataclysmic event is one that's been passed down through generations, ingrained in the annals of biblical history. The story goes like this. Noah, a man of virtue amidst a world of wickedness, receives a divine warning of a flood that will wipe out every living creature under the heavens. He is instructed to build an ark, a massive vessel, to house his family and pairs of every animal species. As the rain begins to pour, a deluge like no other, the world outside the ark transforms into an ocean, drowning every living thing not aboard Noah's vessel. Imagine the magnitude of that destruction, the complete annihilation of life as it was known. Yet amidst this chaos, Noah and his menagerie float on, the last beacon of life in a world submerged. A devastating event indeed, but we're just getting started. At number 9, we have the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Nestled in the annals of biblical history, these two cities were infamous for their residents' wickedness and sin. It was such that God himself decided to wipe them off the face of the earth. The story is chillingly dramatic. The heavens opened and a deluge of fire and brimstone rained down, obliterating Sodom and Gomorrah completely. It was a spectacle of divine wrath, a cataclysmic judgment that turned bustling cities into ashes and smoke. No one was spared save for Lot and his daughters, who were warned by angels to flee and not look back. The destruction was total, the loss of life absolute. It was a grim reminder of the consequences of straying from the path of righteousness, a truly catastrophic event, but hold on, there's more to come. Number 8 on our list brings us to the plagues of Egypt. A time of great suffering and fear, the plagues of Egypt were a series of 10 calamities that befell the Egyptian people as a divine punishment. First, the Nile River turned into blood, killing all fish and making the water undrinkable. Then, Egypt was infested with frogs, followed by a plague of lice, or gnats. Wild animals or flies swarmed the land next, then a pestilence wiped out the livestock. The 6th plague saw painful boils afflict the Egyptians, followed by thunderstorm of hail and fire. Next, locusts devoured all remaining crops and greenery. Then, darkness enveloped Egypt for 3 days. The final and most devastating plague was the death of the firstborn of every Egyptian household. These plagues served as a divine demonstration of power and a punishment for the Pharaoh's refusal to free the Israelites. A chilling tale, but we're not done yet. At number 7, we find the death of the firstborn. This event, the final plague upon Egypt, was a devastating blow that shook Pharaoh's kingdom to its core. The tale unfolds in the book of Exodus, where God, in an effort to free his people, casts a deadly plague that takes the life of every firstborn in Egypt, from the Pharaoh's son to the offspring of the lowliest slave, and even the firstborn of the cattle. Imagine the grief that swept across the nation as families woke to find their firstborn children lifeless. The wails of mourning echoed through the streets, the anguish palpable. This was not just a physical death, but a symbolic death of the future. The death of the firstborn signifying the end of continuity, of legacy. This heart-rending event was a turning point, the catalyst that finally led to the release of the Israelites. A heart-rending event, but we've still got more to go. Our number 6 spot goes to the betrayal of Judas. Imagine the heartache of betrayal, not just from any friend, but from one of your closest. This is the pain that Jesus Christ felt when Judas Iscariot, one of his 12 disciples, handed him over to the religious leaders for 30 pieces of silver. This event is not just a simple act of treachery, but a profound spiritual catastrophe that forever marked the course of human history. Judas's betrayal is a stark reminder of the frailty of human loyalty when faced with the lure of material gain. It also underscores the depth of Jesus' love and forgiveness, even for those who betray him. In this singular act, we see the worst of human nature juxtaposed with the divine grace of Christ. A contrast that continues to resonate with us today. A devastating act of treachery, but we're not at the end yet. At number 5, we have the crucifixion of Jesus. A profound moment in biblical history, the crucifixion of Jesus is a story of sacrifice and redemption. Jesus, the Son of God, willingly allowed himself to be nailed to a cross to pay for the sins of humanity. The pain and suffering he endured was not just physical, but also emotional and spiritual. The crucifixion was a brutal form of punishment, designed to inflict maximum pain and humiliation. Jesus was stripped of his clothes, nailed to a wooden cross, and left to hang in the scorching sun. His body was racked with pain as he slowly succumbed to his injuries. Yet even in his final moments, Jesus displayed an incredible strength of character, forgiving those who had wronged him. This event, while tragic and heart-rending, also served as a turning point in the narrative of the Bible. It marked the fulfillment of prophecies and the redemption of mankind. A tragic event, but there are still 4 more to go. Number 4 on our list is the stoning of Stephen. Let's take a moment to reflect on the life of Stephen, a man who, despite his deep faith and devotion, met a cruel end. Stephen was a man known for his wisdom and spiritual strength, a beacon of hope in a world where such qualities were often overshadowed by corruption and malice. He was one of the first 7 deacons of the Christian church, a true servant of his community. However, his teachings and strong belief in the message of Jesus Christ led to a tragic turn of events. His words, seen as blasphemy by the religious leaders of his time, led to his arrest. He was brought before the Sanhedrin, the supreme religious body of the Jewish people, where he delivered a passionate defense of his faith. Despite his eloquence and conviction, he was met with a hostile crowd, their hearts hardened against his message. In a shocking display of cruelty, they took him outside the city walls and stoned him to death. A brutal event, but we're nearing the top. Coming in at number 3, we have the beheading of John the Baptist, a tale of power, manipulation, and a dance that led to a grisly end. John the Baptist, the prophet who baptized Jesus himself, met an unjust and brutal end. Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee, had imprisoned John due to his outspoken criticism of Herod's marriage to his brother's wife, Herodias. During Herod's birthday feast, Herodias' daughter, Salome, performed a dance that so pleased Herod that he rashly promised to grant her any wish. Coached by her mother, Salome asked for the head of John the Baptist, on a platter. Despite his reluctance, Herod, not wanting to break his oath in front of his guests, ordered the execution. And so, John the Baptist, a man of faith and conviction, was beheaded. His head was presented on a platter, a chilling testament to the brutality of power unchecked. A violent event, but we're almost at the top. Our number 2 spot goes to the fall of Jerusalem. A devastating occurrence in biblical history, the fall of Jerusalem was a cataclysmic event that saw the city's destruction and the loss of countless lives. The year was around 587 BC, and the Babylonian king, Nebuchadnezzar II, had set his sights on the city. What followed was a brutal siege that lasted for more than 2 years. The city's walls were breached, and its temple, the spiritual heart of the Jewish people, was razed to the ground. The once vibrant city was reduced to rubble, its people either killed or taken into Babylonian captivity. The fall of Jerusalem marked the end of the kingdom of Judah, a significant chapter in Jewish history. The loss of their beloved city was a profound blow to the Jewish people, a calamity from which they would take many years to recover. A catastrophic event, but we've reached our number 1. And at our number 1 spot we have the killing of the innocents. Imagine a ruler so threatened by the prophecy of a newborn king that he orders the slaughter of countless innocent children. This is the chilling tale of King Herod and his bloody decree. In a desperate bid to maintain his throne, Herod commanded the death of all male infants in Bethlehem. The air was filled with the heart-wrenching cries of despairing mothers, their arms left empty as their precious children were ripped away from them. The magnitude of this horror is unimaginable, a raw display of power wielded without mercy or remorse. This event, known as the killing of the innocents, stands as a stark reminder of the dark lengths some would go to preserve their own power. It is a haunting episode that continues to echo through the ages. The most horrifying event in the Bible, indeed. So there you have it, the top 10 most worst events in the Bible. It's a sobering journey, isn't it? These events, as dark as they may be, underscore the complexities of human nature and the profound moral lessons that the Bible seeks to impart. They remind us of the dire consequences of straying from the path of righteousness, and yet, also, of the enduring hope for redemption and forgiveness. If you're intrigued by these narratives, I encourage you to delve deeper. The Bible is a rich tapestry of stories, filled with nuances and layers that can only be fully appreciated through a thorough and thoughtful study. Remember, it's not simply a chronicle of events, but a profound guide to understanding humanity's spiritual journey. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep learning. If you found this video interesting, make sure to subscribe to J23 TV for more. Thanks for watching.